Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And for your weekly live reaction replay, we have a replay in the Tier 10 French heavy cruiser, the Henry IV, or the Henri IV, as some French people tell me to say it, but as other French people tell me that is not how you say it, but whatever. Henry IV. And our hero today is JohnsonBoss piloting this Henry. And, well, the subject line that was attached to this email is what grabbed my attention, as most of you do when sending this in. You give a little brief kind of hint at what happens in the match, and, well, let's say if the subject line is accurate, this is going to be a very, very interesting and entertaining replay. So if you do find yourself enjoying this video, make sure you drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel while you're down there before you click off of it. Helps out on the YouTube side of things. But anyway, the Henry IV, well, what used to have the largest caliber guns on a cruiser in game, but has certainly been surpassed today by many of the large cruisers. She has, what are they, like 320s, 340s, 240s, my bad, 320 340s. What am I saying there? That's modern day speak. But yeah, 240 millimeter guns used to be the largest cruiser caliber guns in the game, but I mean, she still definitely has it. One of my more favorite cruisers. I do like the heavy cruiser gameplay style that is accompanied by the Henry. You know, run around at medium range, burn things down with your AP, smack them. I'm sorry, burn things down with your HE and smack them with your AP. Speaking of burning things down, here's a Mosfa, and wow, my headphones are up quite high. That's better. Now I won't have tinnitus. Unfortunately, no fires there on the Mosfa. This is a tier 10 game with some tier 8 ships mixed in, so Johnson is top tier. There's that Mosfa again. Is he going to start turning out there a little bit? Nah, he's staying relatively angled. Surprised he doesn't have AP loaded. There you go. Gets a fire there on the Mosfa. Also have a Jean Bar in this flank as well. It's a really, really good French ship. You know, a lot of people talk about Soviet bias in the game, but they don't talk about French bias. Like, just look at some of the best ships in the game. A whole lot of them, Marceau, Jean Bar, Kleber, Bourgogne. A lot of those fellows are French, right? But anyway, another couple of good hits on the Mosfa there. Got him down to 42,000. So far, up to 20,000 before even the 3-minute mark. He's on a good clip here already. Hey, there's another fire on the Jean Bar, and the Jean Bar is not going to extinguish that single fire, which is a smart thing to do. Mosfa is still firing HE for some reason. I mean, if he fires AP, you know, he's got that Soviet bias AP. You know, he could be biting into Johnson here fairly well. Johnson doing the move, doing the Henry thing, playing with his rudder and such, although unfortunately the Henry did get a pretty big nerf a little while ago to where you can't just go from standing still to warp 9 in 2.2 seconds. Oh, was that even aimed at the Utiloy? I think did he start a fire on the Mosfa and the Utiloy at the same time? Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing right there. Oh, speaking of fire, there's another one on the Mosfa. He did damage con, so he's popping his reload booster to set more fires on the Mosfa, because since the Mosfa damage con, any fires he sets right now will be perma fires, and they will burn for the full burn time of the Mosfa. Although the Mosfa does get the cruiser burn time, so it's not, you know, the 40-second burn time that most larger cruisers have. It is a mere 20-ish seconds, I believe, if you take the modules and such. Mosfa does go undetected. Unfortunately, the Groningen does get taken out by the Amagi secondaries here at the beginning of the match. That's an interesting way to go down before the 5-minute mark in a TD. Get blasted by Amagi secondaries. Just like the enemy team, they have the A cap secured. They are pushing up pretty hard into Hiding, Ohio. And over here, Johnson is able to shout at the enemy team enough to keep them all hidden behind that island. It does look like his team is pushing into the A cap as well. You got a Roma, a Ruprecht, and a Tirpitz with a Vampire 2 and a Gearing all stacked up at that island in the C cap. And then you have a Schlieffen, a Jean Bar, a Mosfa, and a Holland all camping that same island on the other side for the enemy team. This is the EU server. Ooh, Bourgogne goes down to Yuyang Torps. This is the EU server, but I'm certainly noticing a common trend here that also occurs on the NA server, which is that good old island camping trend. There is that Mosfa yet again poking out. I believe the smoke probably ran out, or he probably fired his guns. Ooh, Schlieffen ate dirt somewhere along the way. Is at 12,000 HP. The enemy Yu Yang is taking the B cap now. Not looking good for the friendly team here. They're down by almost 200 points already before the 6-minute mark. Gets a couple hits on that Mosfa, taking advantage of this broadside Schlieffen and getting some HE on him as well. That Ruprecht and Tirpitz are pushing up to the C cap now. Hopefully trying to push that Jeanbar, Schlieffen, and Mosfa out into the awaiting Roma's guns and also, well, into Johnson's guns. Looks like that Schlieffen will be going down. He is at 3,000 HP. Yep, nope, he should be going down here too. Good pickup for the friendly team. Get that Schlieffen out. 2-2 down so far. 1 DD, 1 battleship down on the friendly side. 2 BBs down on the enemy side. However, 2 enemy... but the Schlieffen burns out the Tirpitz. But the enemies do have the cap advantage right now, as they have both of the caps that are currently earning points. I do believe this Mosfa's having to deal with Ruprecht pushing into him in the Jeanbar, and this Roma pushing around here. Roma is quite fearsome at close range. Ooh, Vampire 2 eats a torpedo there. And I think that Jeanbar's getting some torpedoes from that Ruprecht. Yeah, looks like he ate 1. And yeah, looks like he just ate 1 plus Johnson's HE. Johnson's firing more HE at him now. He should... Oh, actually he's firing at the Mosfa. My bad. I would probably shoot the Jeanbar because it looks like he is out of damage con. He is having to let it run. But it looks like he will sink here. So maybe going after the Mosfa... Yeah, no, going after the Mosfa is the better call here because you can get him down while the Jeanbar is going down. Oh, never mind. Mosfa went down first and there's the Jeanbar. Okay, so cool. The friendly team has won the trade over here at the C cap. I don't know if they've won it. It's been a fairly even trade so far. Oh, dang, look, the friendly Mosfa is sitting behind the friendly Shokaku. That's, yeah, I know the Soviet bias shells have very good air drag coefficients, but I don't think the Mosfa really needs to be that far back to make them work. So Johnson is looking like he's heading over to the B cap now. Pretty even with the ship trades here so far in terms of numbers, but the friendly team is still about 150 points behind. Ooh, Kaga coming in. Kaga, one of the best CVs in the game, and nothing. Approaching Johnson's Henry from the front. Looks like he's going to probably try to get around and get a side shot on him. The French cruisers are quite squishy. He is shouting at the Shokaku to get moving because, well, the enemy team is quickly approaching. He does need to get out of there. But yeah, no, the Henry and the other French cruisers are quite squishy from the sides. They also do have the void armor, right? They have just this weird armor layout that leads to a lot of the shells just getting eaten by the armor scheme, and they do minimal damage for some reason because physics, am I right? Okay, so you got a Veneto, a Holland. Yu Yang took out the Vampire too. Looks like there is a enemy DD Pain gang down there between the Holland Yu Yang and the Udaloy. They're probably roving around together, blasting friendly DDs. Friendly Yu Yang is in the B cap, about halfway into flipping it at this point. Henry opening up here on the Veneto. Should be a nice Italian barbecue here. And the Shokaku still isn't moving. My God, fella, you should probably get out of there. I mean, that Veneto has to have him spotted by now. If not, he's about to get spotted. And just everyone in that enemy team is just going to dogpile that CV into oblivion. Alright, Kaga almost diving in on Johnson there. Veneto getting melted pretty fast. Will these bombs be the end of him? No, a mere 1,000 damage and overpins. Alright, but the Ohio just taking out the Veneto, but then the Holland takes out the Ohio. Good lord, we're going tit for tat here so far. Alright, you got GK Ayoshi and a Kaga spotted right now. But in terms of the DD gang, the enemy team still has all 4 of their DDs up and running. That's very much not good when you only have 2 DDs left. They did flip the B cap, but it's already being reflipped by the enemy DD. Looks like Yu Yang is going for the enemy Kaga. Not sure if that's the play you want to do right now, but I mean, if you can take out the Kaga, sure. But the fact that you have to, you know, sail to the other side of the map to do it takes a lot of time, and it may not be worth it. Although it does look like he is getting some torpedoes out here on the GK. GK is paying attention. He should be able to avoid that. The Shokaku is getting blasted pretty hard right now. I think the last time we saw him, he was at like a tenth of his HP. All shatters there on the GK. Shokaku somehow still alive. Up there's the Holland, being spotted by the Shokaku planes. Ironic. Absolutely ironic there. He is dodging those shells coming in from the Yoshino. Enemy DD, just murdered the gearing, so the Udaloy took out the gearing with torpedoes. So, yeah. And there goes the Shokaku. We are now down, fellas, 3-7. The enemy team has a 4-ship advantage. Looks like they're about to have all 3 caps to here with a mere 250 points-ish left on the points clock. Points count, whatever you want to call it. They're 250 points away from winning. Doesn't look good here for Johnson's team. And looks like Johnson here has just decided he's going to farm this GK a little bit. Ain't much, but it's honest work. Actually is a lot because it's a friggin' GK. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Yu Yang has found the Kaga. Is he going to blap him out of the water? Those torpedoes look okay. Yep, there we go. Yu Yang manages to take the Shokaku out of the match. I'm sorry, the Kaga out of the match. Shokaku's already out of the match. So now there's a GK left to be dealt with, but again, we've got frickin' 3 caps, and they're still at a 3 versus 6, a 2-to-1 disadvantage right now. This GK is looking like he's going to get farmed out, though. The real problem is there's a bunch of DDs left alive, and there's no CV. The one radar cruiser is literally at the A-line, and that just leaves Johnson and his Henry. Now, there is, of course, the friendly Yu Yang that's still around, but he is spotted right now by what's left of the Kaga's planes, and the Yoshi is getting shots in on him, but looks like he might be able to go undetected here. Ooh, hello, Holland Torps. Thankfully, Johnson did have his Hydra up, so he gets a bit of a warning for that, and they are Holland Torps, so not going to hurt too bad. It only takes 1, 2. Ooh, the GK dunks the shells into the water just before Johnson's Henry. He gets that kill there for his first kill of the match at around the 12.5 minute mark. Okay, so now he knows the Holland's around here. So keep in mind, all these DDs have to do, which none of them have died so far. These are some of the rarest type of DD players. They've all not only survived past the 5-minute mark, they are still alive in the last half of the match. So all they have to do is simply remain unspotted, and they win. Okay, but the Udaloy is opening up on Johnson, and the Mosfa at the back somehow has managed to be useful and has popped his radar. So the Udaloy is going to be spotted for the next 30-ish seconds because it is Mosfa's radar. Again, it could be a little less, a little bit more, depending upon how he has it built, but he is spotted. Udaloy is getting his AP out on Johnson. That Soviet AP does hurt from the DDs, as you can see. Takes some pretty nice chunks out of Johnson's side there, but he's still open water gunboating a Henry for some reason. Ooh, shell's a little bit too low there for the hits on the Udaloy, but the Mosfa is very much not missing, so there you go. Backline Mosfa is apparently the secret weapon there. But I mean, they're still 200 points away from... Oh, there's the Holland, opening up on the Mosfa too for some reason. What? Why would you do that? You're so close to winning. Okay, he's trying to play with his throttle there, but the Holland's not that fast. Johnson dodging those shells, those torpedoes there, getting pretty good hits on the Holland in the meantime. Mosfa's still gunning him down. Keep in mind, this Holland, too, there's no radar, right? Like, the Mosfa's already used his radar. He just has to go dark, and he can simply run away from the Mosfa and still win. They're 170 points away from winning now. That's, I don't have the mod on, but that's, I would imagine, under a couple of minutes from winning, if even that. But Mosfa has his radar on now, buddy. And since you spent the last 30 seconds trying to farm him down, guess who that Mosfa's coming after now? Congratulations, it's you. Alright, so Johnson has his side here. His engine is disabled. And there you go. The Mosfa takes him out too. So now it's 3v3. But again, the enemy ships still have a 605, I'm bad at math, 500 and change point lead on the enemy team. And he's, Holland did get torps out on Johnson, but again, he has his Hydro up, so you can see him. He has his engine boost going too, so I believe he just keeps his foot to the floor. He should, very, very easily dodge those. There we go. And the Yoshino is taking back the A cap now, so that's very bad for the friendly team. Yu Yang is now within Johnson's Hydro range. And he decides to pull out right in front of him. Okay, probably has torpedoes in the water, I would imagine. It should be showing up here in a second with his hydro running. It's like, well, he's got to turn out because he can't run to the island. All right, he's got no torpedoes in the water. Surprising. Oh, no, there they are. He just got them. Johnson 360 no-scopes him somehow in World Warships. All right, front 2 turrets still out him. Ooh, can he thread the needle? Think thin, Henry! Ah, okay. We are now playing Maximum Adrenaline Rush Henry the Fourth here, fellas. And there we go. There's Yu Yang down. Kill number 2 for Johnson. All right, so the Yoshino's in the A cap with the friendly Yu Yang. The what? Brains? A perfect Henry the Fourth size gap there, fellas. Gets his heal up. Looks like he's only going to be able to get back to around 12. There's more. Oh, okay. Whew. That's the Yoshi torps. The Yoshi is pushing the Yu Yang. Friendly Yu Yang doesn't look like he's in the best position. They're playing ring around the rosy here. But, if you observe, dear viewer, Johnson has AP loaded. And that, my friends, is a broadside Yoshino. And we all know how the Yoshino's armor scheme is. It doesn't exist. 14,000 salvo there, 4 citadels, enough for high caliber and Confederate. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his reload booster down, but he don't need it because he's riding maximum adrenaline rush for another citadel on the Yoshi and another 1,250 follow-up there. Yoshi had HE loaded because he's probably wanting to deal with the Yu Yang. Instantly damage cons that fire, and there you go. That's a dead Yoshi. 234,000 damage done. And now, the friendly team, if you observe, have all the caps. They are capping the C cap, have the A and B cap, and you just have one Holland left. But the thing is, they're still 400 points down. I'm pretty sure if this Holland just runs, I don't think they can flip it by 400 points in 2 minutes. It'll be very close. Let's see what happens here. So, the Holland either has to run or at least kill the Yu Yang. And the Yu Yang is very low. You should know the Yu Yang is very low because the Yoshino's been spotting him this entire time. He does also know that Johnson here is quite low. Oh, and he's in the B cap with Johnson. Very interesting. Hydro comes down in 30 seconds. Let's see what happens. Oh, he's spotted. Full health Holland, too. Probably going to take out the Yu Yang here, then he can disappear. Yeah, the Yu Yang's at 4,500 HP. Holland's opening up on him. Yep, there we go. So, okay, if he kills the Yu Yang here, all he has to do is run. Like, just go dark and run away. And he's missing. He's still missing a lot. Okay, gets the Yu Yang down. He's dark now. All right, so because he's broken line of sight with Johnson. But our backline Masva coming in clutch with the Hydro and the Surveillance Radar. That's what's got him. Oh, boy. I must say, man, that's a long-range Hydro for the Masva. No, that was Johnson using his Hydro. Backline Masva coming in to save the day. What a character arc. What a main character arc right there, fellas. So, the enemy team was, what, 600 points up? They had 7 ships versus the enemy's the friendly team's 3 ships, and they still managed to throw. All those DDs had to do was scatter, and there would have been nothing the friendly team could have done. I'm pretty sure down until the Holland even, he probably could have ran, and he probably still would have won. It would have been probably very, very, very close with the points, but he still could have won that. This has to be one of the worst throws in this game that I've seen in quite some time. Again, enemy team were up 4 ships, up several hundred points, and they still managed to throw that. Good Lord indeed, fellas. But Johnson stayed in there, winded up with 2,900 base XP, 4 ships sunk, 1 shy of Kraken Unleashed, 12 planes shot down, netted himself 644,000 credits for his problems with Confederate, Dreadnought, and High Caliber. 237,000 damage done there at the end. So very nice game, Johnson. Thank you so much for sending that in. If you have a replay like this that you'd like to see maybe featured here on the channel, you can send it into the email linked down below. Hope you all have a wonderful Thursday, wonderful rest of your week. I hope to catch you guys in the next one.